what's going on, guys? It's QwazyVlog here, and I have been tagged in another hashtag challenge called the Brosive15. So let's jump right into it with question number one. Question number one, what year was I born? That would be 1988, which would make me 27 years of age. Question number two, what was my first curse word? Now, without going into a lot of detail, I even remember not only the word, but the event that brought on the word when I first started to use it. It was in a very competitive game of magic darts on the NES with my father, and I was probably, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6, and I asked him very politely if I could say damn when I missed a shot. And he said yes. So my first curse word was damn. And number 3, the shows I grew up watching. It's gonna be tough because it was fairly diverse and I remember a lot of them, but as far as like morning cartoons, we've got the Ninja Turtles, we've got all of the live action Power Rangers, Darkwing Duck. Nighttime shows I guess we could jump to, really anything that was on TGIF, so Boy Meets World, Tailspin, just all of that good stuff. Back when TV, as far as kid shows were concerned, was awesome. And that's why Flower Kitty watches a lot of the shows that I grew up with, because I just find them way better. Number 4, advice to my younger self. Now, it's going to be a catch-22 because they're going to contradict themselves, so it's going to be 2 different scenarios. So scenario 1, invest in Google, invest in Disney, Maker Studios. All of that just, I mean, that's free money at the end of the day. And then you wouldn't have to work. We could be doing this thing full time. You know, you could just live. You could just enjoy life. Without taking the cop out, I would say go to school. Right now, I mean, I don't have a terrible job. I work at a call center, but I've got my high school diploma. I graduated with honors, but I didn't do anything afterwards. And honestly, there's a lot of things that I'd rather be doing than, you know, hitting an 8-hour grind as a phone jockey every night. So go to school and get a career, I guess would be some more advice to the younger me, the younger QwazyDog. Number 5, what is my clothing style? Just super casual. I've gone through kind of different phases, and everybody does. I mean, I remember I was G'd up to the feet up, so I would wear, you know, big jerseys and stuff like that, chains. I've dressed like a skater punk. Right now, I've kind of turned into an adult, so right now I'm wearing cargo shorts and just like a jersey hoodie. Normally it's jeans and a t-shirt, nothing super fancy, no particular brands, just whatever's cheap. So yeah, just casual, I guess. Number 6, what was my favorite toy when I was younger? Now, I'm going to say toy and not video games because I think that category would just be everybody. So, toys, I would say in particular anything Power Rangers. I remember I had some toys that you pressed a button on their belt or their morpher and they had like a piece of their chest opened and the head flipped around. It was like no helmet or helmet. I was really big into wrestling too, and I don't know if you guys remember all of the WWF figurines that made no fucking sense at all. I had like a Triple H and The Rock and a few others that were in full scuba diving gear, and I used to play with them in the tub, and my dad used to get mad because The Rock's hair was black, and when he dove in the water, it would make like big fucking black marks on the tub, and he'd have to scrub them off. So I don't know where they got the idea to make the scuba divers, but I bought them. My dad bought them, I guess. Number 7, most embarrassing moment. Now, I really have too many to count. Growing up, I was very self-conscious, and I kind of still am today, but I remember probably the one that sticks out is like grade 3. I remember that's just like around the time where you have a crush and things like that. You really just follow her around and maybe like pull her hair or write her a note or something like that. And I remember sitting on the seesaw at my school, and she was on one side and somebody else was on the other side, and I was kind of sitting right in the middle, right on the bar that the seesaw kind of pivots on. And I remember somebody moved real quick, and I leaned one way, and a huge fart came out. And everybody just pointed and made fun of me. And not only was it embarrassing that it was in front of my grade 3 crush, but I mean, I was in the center. I was on display for everybody around me. So I mean, everybody heard it, everybody saw it, everybody watched me go red, and I just fucking took off and ran. So that's probably one of the most embarrassing moments I can think of. There's many more, but yeah, that one kind of sticks out a little. Question number 8, first R-rated movie. So this is pretty hard to answer because I have a sister that's 10 years older than me, and growing up I remember watching some of the movies that she watched. I don't know if she let me. I used to sneak down the stairs a lot when everybody thought I was sleeping and like hide behind the couch and watch the shows that they were watching because I thought it was cool. But I remember watching a lot of the Freddy Krueger movies when I was super young. Again, question number 1, I disclosed I was born in '88. You guys can kind of think back to when those movies came out. I mean, I saw them when they were just released on VHS, so I was very young. The first R-rated movie I remember going to purposely was the South Park movie. We had gone to the drive-in. It was a big kind of family event that we used to do at least once a month. And I remember going, and this is back when there were still the poles outside, and the speaker would, you'd take it and you'd bring it into the car, and you'd hook it in the window or what have you. And I used to sit in a lawn chair outside beside the speaker and just kind of experience it myself. The bugs and shit were horrible. Going there now, I don't know how I did it then, but anyway, so I remember the first movie was done, and the second movie came on, and it was South Park. And I looked at my father, and my father looked at me, and he's like, "You can watch this, just don't tell your mother." And within about 5 minutes, he begged me to let him take me home, because I don't think he realized how inappropriate the movie actually was. But I ended up watching the whole thing. So that was my first R-rated movie that I think I intended to watch, but I'm sure I watched a lot, just kind of sneaking downstairs and watching from around the love seat while they watched TV downstairs. Number 9 is my favorite video games growing up. So the Mario series, obviously, that's going to be a staple in a lot of people's lives. Mario 3 in particular, and then looking at the SNES, it would have been Super Mario World. Both of those were kind of the go-to games. Oddly enough, Magic Darts was big for me on the NES. Splunker, and if you guys can remember the game, I don't know what it was called, but it was a NES game, and it was a side-scroller. And I remember you were, I think, a spy, and you would be walking down the street, and there was a big spotlight that would come in, and you'd have to hide behind shops and like jump into windows and stuff like that. And then I think you made it to a building, and then you were rappelling down the building, and you had to break through a window, and then it kind of turned into like this weird FPS where you were going down hallways. That was awesome. Like, again, my parents divorced when I was young, so I played a lot of video games with my dad, and our local store rented them. So we used to go down, rent a video game, take it home, play it together, but from a very small community, so we didn't have like, you know, your big blockbusters or anything like that had all of the games. There was like maybe 6 or 7 to choose from, and that was for the whole community. So I remember that was a game that we used to rent a lot out of the few that were there. Number 10, do I believe in ghosts or aliens? That's tough. I don't necessarily believe in ghosts, like, and the term ghost to be like, "Ooh, I'm haunting you," and you know, they pick shit up and throw it at you and slam doors and stuff like that. I believe that there may be like spirits around. It's just strange. A lot of people talk about, you know, feeling different feelings, or, you know, seeing something unexplainable, or having a dream about a person they don't know, and then come to find out it was a person that, you know, maybe once lived in the house that they're currently living in. Like, just weird shit like that that you can't explain. So I believe that spirits are around, but I don't necessarily believe in, like, you know, malicious, haunting ghost stories and stuff like that. Aliens, take that for what you will. We can't be the only thing around in the galaxy. I doubt they have big heads and big eyes and are going to stick probes up our asses, but, I mean, even looking at life forms in general, there's got to be some planet that even has some sort of spore or living bacteria in the water or in the dirt that at some point may become something. So, yeah, I mean, I guess in a sense I believe in both. Number 11, two of my favorite hobbies. One obviously is this. YouTube right now is an awesome hobby. I kind of go in spurts in between, you know, having a passion and then kind of just dropping it. But I've also picked either really expensive hobbies or hobbies that have an end goal. So as an example, I built my computer February of 2014. And I mean, that was my passion for a few months, was looking at parts and researching what worked well together and what didn't, and which brands to go with, and checking prices, and that all culminated in buying all of the product and putting it together, and then further maintaining it and piecing together little upgrades. And I'm looking over there because that's where my computer is and I love it, but I can't build a computer every month. That's not a hobby that's continuing on. So YouTube really filled the void as one hobby. And then the second hobby is, I don't know, I can't say being with my family, because if I didn't do that, I think I would just be a shitty person. That's kind of something that you have to do. I love doing it, but I mean, you can't just ignore them, right? So hobby number 2 is probably just maintaining my home. You know, painting here and there, looking at buying little knickknacks, mowing the lawn, just general upkeep. I'm very proud of what I have, and I like to maintain that. So I guess you could say that's a hobby. Number 12, what do I like and dislike, or dislike, however you want to take that, about the YouTube community? So, likes. There are a ton of them. I like you guys. I like awesome comments left on my videos saying, hey, you know, this video was awesome, can you make more? Or, you know, I can't wait for the next one. That's probably one of my favorites. People anticipating another video, which makes me super happy. Just the overall interaction. Again, I've said it before and I'll say it probably a million times again. I've made a lot of friendships through YouTube. There's a lot of people that I've collabed with, and that's actually steamrolled into just generally sending messages back and forth that are not YouTube related, or playing a game without the intent to record, just to hang out. So that's probably my biggest like, is that I've met so many awesome people, and I think I will continue to meet more amazing people. Dislikes, probably sub for sub requests. Hey man, I really liked your channel. You should come check out my channel and be active on it, and I'll be active on yours, and then they never come back to your channel. Or people who say, hey, can I have some feedback on your channel? You take time out of your day, you know, watch 5 or 10 of their videos, you give them some feedback, and then you realize that person didn't ask you for your opinion. They ask like 30 people a day for their opinion, just copy and pasted. So that's kind of bullshit. That's just getting people to come to your channel, watch a lot of your stuff, and then that's it. So I've cleaned a lot of those subs off of my channel. That's not really what I want to keep in the community I'm building going forward. Sub for sub just pisses me off. Or the times where I upload a 20-minute video and somebody likes and comment, and it gets put into my spam because the video's been up for 3 minutes, it's 20 minutes long, and then you're commenting how awesome it was, when there's no possible way you could have actually watched the whole thing. And I'm not asking everybody to watch every single video. Not everything that I do will be for every person, but don't do that on every video. If you're not going to watch it, I mean, maybe you just shouldn't be part of the community. I find a lot of YouTube creators will only comment on your videos if you comment on theirs. And at that point in time, it's just becoming a chore. I mean, watch content and comment on content because you like it. Don't do it just because you want somebody to return the favor. Because that time that you're investing, if by chance you stop doing it, you're going to lose that other person as well, because they were really not in it for your content to begin with. So those are some of my likes and dislikes in kind of a little bit more detail than I thought I was going to give on the YouTube community. Number 13, what do I do when I'm sad? I just sleep. I sleep all the way through it. If I have a really shitty day and something just gets me down, I sleep. If somebody I care about passes away, I sleep. I sleep. I just can't deal sometimes, you know? Sometimes you're just so down in the dumps that you can't play a game, you can't watch a video, you can't go for a walk. The day's gotta go somewhere, and that's in the past. Sleep. Number 14, rain or shine. Both. I love the sun. You could do so many more things in the sun than you can do in the rain. But the smell of rain is probably one of the best things ever. Also, it waters my lawn, and it makes it so I don't have to mow it on days I want to record, if by chance I've been told to by my significant other. So, I like both. Preferably, though, I do like the sun. And Giant Bacon gave me this list, and number 15 is actually a repeated question, which is the shows I watched growing up. So I'm just going to throw out a different number 15, which is the music I listened to growing up. And again, I went through a lot of phases growing up. I think a lot of people did, trying to find their identity. I had basically a different phase every grade. Again, grade 9, I was G'd up to the feet up, so I listened to a lot of Eminem, a lot of 50, The Game, Obi Trice, just a lot of rap, even old stuff like Pac and Biggie, Puff or P. Diddy or whatever he was at the time. Grade 10, I was more of like a skater, so I listened to NoFX and Rancid and a lot of like heavier punk. Grade 11, I wasn't emo, but I kind of enjoyed the emo genre a little bit. I was really into The Used, My Chemical Romance, music like that. And then I think grade 12, I just kind of leveled off. I listened to whatever. I can't even remember. I think I just mixed everything together and listened to it all. And then, you know, some funny stuff like the old good Blink-182 and stuff like that, Bokta Racer. Now, it's a lot of metal. So, not really a lot of Slip and stuff like that. I like Slipknot and Disturbed, that, but I have to be in the mood to listen to it. A lot of metal and punk with a little bit of a hip-hop flair into it. So if you guys have never checked out Issues, definitely check them out. They're my jam right now. But I've also been into Drake, like fucking heavy. And yeah, so a lot of metal and hip-hop and kind of like pop-punk going on right now. So that was my Bros of 15. I have done some specific challenges in the past, but I'm just going to leave this challenge open. If you guys want to participate, please do. Let me know when your video's up. I would love to watch it. this is my edition of my Vlog Friday. There's lots to come in the future, guys. I may do a mini vlog throughout the week. I'm expecting some parcels early to mid next week that I'm very, very excited about, so stay tuned. There may be some unboxings there. And until the next video, thanks so much for watching, and take care, guys. Peace. What's going on, guys? It's QwazyVlog here for just a very quick weekend update. Now, I'd like to first thank all of you guys for all of the engagement for the Bean Boozled challenge last week. It was quite a long video, and honestly, I didn't think the retention would be there to sit through 40-45 minutes straight. I know some of you would, but I mean, let's be honest, guys, not